Hi everyone, welcome to this presentation for eme6054. As we continue to explore instructional technology theories, we now turn our attention to instructional theories. So let's get started. If I were to ask you what an instructional theory is, how would you respond? You might say it's a theory about how to teach, or something very similar to that. And you'd be right. Because very basically, instructional theories relate to how you present information to learners or how you structure information for teaching and learning. Instructional theories guide us in knowing how to organize and present information to support learning. Now, this is where instructional theory is different from the other kinds of theories that we've looked at this week. The other theories, systems theory, communication theory, and learning theory, explain something. Instructional theories tell us how to do something. So instructional theory prescribes, while the other theories describe. This means that instructional theory is prescriptive, and the others are descriptive. So instead of describing our actions, we're now guiding them when we look at instructional theory. In our field, we use both descriptive and prescriptive theories, and we use them in conjunction with one another, as they both contribute to informing and guiding our work. Now let's look a little bit more at instructional theory and how it prescribes what we do as instructional technologists. There are many different kinds of instructional theories, many different specific instructional theories that pertain to our work in instructional technology. And these include Robert Gagne's 9 events of instruction. It also includes Robert Merrill's component display theory, Charles Rygelow's elaboration theory, and John Keller's ARCS model. Now, there are lots of others, but these are just a few examples. Each one of these instructional theories show you and tell you exactly how you should put instruction together for an instructional event. Now, if you think about a typical lesson, instructional theories help us determine how to set up the beginning of the lesson, how we go through the body of the lesson, how we conclude the lesson, and a whole lot more. Now, even though there are quite a few instructional theories, for the sake of time, we're only going to look at a couple, and then you can research others. I could make this presentation incredibly long by discussing numerous instructional theories, so I'll use a bit of constructivism here and allow you to research and explore some of those theories on your own. Our first instructional theory I want to introduce you to is probably one of the most well-known in our field. And it was created by one of the most well-known theorists in our field, Robert Gagne. If you are in instructional design or instructional technology, Robert Gagne and his conditions of learning and 9 events of instruction should be very familiar to you. Now, according to Gagne's conditions of learning, there are different types of learning. And these different types of learning necessitate different types of instruction. You can consider these types of learning as levels of learning. And they're based on different levels of complexity for the learner, requiring different skills and knowledge and attitudes. These different categories or types of learning are verbal information, intellectual skills, cognitive strategies, motor skills, and attitudes. Now, intellectual skills are broken down further into 4 other categories, which are discrimination, concrete concept, rule using, and problem solving. Gagne suggests that there are specific instructional events that must occur to ensure that the needed conditions of learning are provided for learners to learn and be successful. These events are gain attention, state objectives, elicit previous knowledge, provide guidance, present content, provide opportunities for practice, provide feedback, evaluate, and facilitate transfer. Now keep in mind that Gagne presented these events of instruction in the 1960s, and we still use them in current practice. These events of instruction address the entire instructional process, and they provide us with general guidelines for designing instruction. Other theories and models look at more specific aspects of the instructional process. And as a result, these models and theories look at specific aspects that have been used in conjunction with more general instructional theories and models, and together they enhance the instructional process. So let's look at one of those models that has been used with Gagne's events of instruction. Keller's ARCS model is a motivational model that was developed by John Keller, and it's been successfully used with Gagne's events of instruction. In his model, Keller argues that motivation is a function of expectations of success and perceived values, and he implies that the designer should assume responsibility for motivation. Keller identifies 4 specific components to his model that are key to motivation. These are attention, relevance, confidence, and satisfaction. And these 4 components are where the ARCS model gets its name, because ARCS is an acronym for attention, relevance, confidence, and satisfaction. Gagne and Keller are 2 theorists that have made contributions to our field, but they're certainly not alone. The commonality among instructional theories is that they guide the selection of instructional strategies and methods. So you can see with both Gagne and Keller that they are prescribing specific things that must occur and be included for instruction to be successful. So Gagne prescribes events of instruction, for example. Keller prescribes different elements that must be included for motivation. Through these 2 examples, we can see how instructional theory is prescriptive by prescribing what needs to be included for instruction to be successful. And that's the end of this presentation. Please move through the rest of the content, and I'll see you online.